Next is the application of inner products. Okay, first application is work done by a force as inner product. We can express the work done by a force as in terms of inner product, or as an inner product. Consider a body on which a constant force P acts. Let the body be given a displacement D. Suppose that a constant force P acts on a body so that the body is displaced by a distance D. The displacement is given as D. Then the work done by the force P in the displacement D is defined as W. Work done W by the force P to make the displacement D is given as W is equal to P dot D. By the definition of inner product, it can be written as length of P into length of D into cos alpha, where alpha is the angle between P and D. Look at the note. Here it is given as the force P and the displacement D, and the vector alpha is the angle between P and D. And if alpha is less than 90, then W is greater than 0. And alpha is less than 90, that angle is an angle in the first, that angle will be an angle in the first quadrant, so that cos alpha is positive, and hence W, work done, is greater than 0. If P and D are orthogonal, means they are perpendicular. That means alpha is 90 degree, then cos 90 is 0, so that the work is 0. And if alpha is greater than 90 degree, this alpha is an angle that comes in the second quadrant. Here in the second quadrant, cos alpha is less than 0, so that work done is less than 0. Work done less than 0 means that in the displacement one has to do work against the force. So if the work done is less than 0 means the displacement is against the force. In order to make that displacement, one has to do work against the force. That means, look at the problem. A wagon is pulled horizontally by exerting a constant force of 10 lb on the handle at an angle of 60 degree with the horizontal. How much work is done in moving the weight 50 feet? So clearly the force is given as 10 lb, so modulus is 10, and so mod P is 10, and so mod P is 10 lb. Here I have forgotten to written lb, so mod P is 10 lb, and mod D, displacement is given as 50 feet. How much work is done in moving the weight 50 feet? So displacement is 50 feet, so mod D is 50 feet, and alpha, angle between the force and displacement, angle is 60 degree, alpha is 60 degree, so work done is P dot D, mod P mod D cos alpha, that is 10 into 50 into cos 60. 10 into 50 is 500, 500 into 60 is 1 by 2, so that it is 250. Here we are multiplying mod P and mod D, so unit becomes feet into lb. Next, force of P is equal to 3I minus J plus 2K lb is applied to a point that moves on a line from P is equal to -1, 1, 2 to Q is equal to 3, 0, -2. If the distance is measured in feet, how much work is done? So here the displacement is given as from the point P to Q, so that the vector PQ will be the initial point of the terminal point Q minus initial point P. Like that we find the position vector PQ. So I component is 3 minus -1 I, J component is 0 minus 1 J, and K component is -2 K. So it is 4I minus J minus 4K, and work done is P dot, the force is given as P, and P dot displacement is the vector PQ, so P dot vector PQ. So it is force P is 3I minus J plus 2K, and PQ is 4I minus J minus 2K. Taking the dot product, it becomes 3 into 4 minus 1 into 1 plus 2 into -4, so that it becomes 5 feet into lb. Unit is feet into lb. Next question. Find the work done by the force P acting on a body if the body is displaced from a point A to a point B along the straight line segment B. So the component of force is given here. So it can be written as, first question, 2I plus 6J plus 6K, and the displacement, you have to find the vector AB like that in the previous question, and work done is P dot vector AB. Okay, so do this. The answers of these two problems are also given here. Do it as homework. Okay, look at the next question. Let A is equal to 110 and B is equal to 321 and C is equal to 102. Find the angle between AB and A B plus C. Okay, and do this problem as homework. You have already find the angle between A and B. Cos gamma is A dot B by mod A into mod B. Okay, and gamma is equal to cos inverse A dot B by mod A mod B. I have already done problems like this, so do it as homework. And next is find the angle between A and B plus C. So it is also cos gamma is equal to A dot B plus C by mod A into mod B plus C, and gamma is cos inverse of that. Okay, so do it as homework. Okay, so look at the next problem, problem 5. Okay, look at the next problem, problem 5. Find the angle between the straight lines x minus y is equal to 1 and x minus 2y is equal to minus 1. For that, look at the note. Angle between the straight lines is same as the angle between the normal to these lines. So angle between two straight lines is same as angle between the normal to these lines. A normal vector to the line a1x plus a2y is equal to c is a1i plus a2j. Okay, so for this problem we are using this method. First we find the normal to each of these lines. So normal to the line x minus y is equal to 1 will be, using this result, it will be I minus j. Okay, here a1 is the coefficient of x, a1 is 1, and a2 coefficient of y, that is minus 1, and a1i plus a2j. So that we denoted as next normal vector to the second line x minus 2y is equal to minus 1. It can be that is I minus 2j. Let us denote it as vector b. An angle between these straight lines is angle between these normal vectors a and b. So cos inverse a dot b by root of a dot a root of b dot b. So here a and b we know the vector, so a dot b dot b find out here and substituting this. Okay, and write the result in radians always. Okay, so next question. Look at the next question. Find the angle between the planes. In the question we have found angle between two lines, straight lines. Angle between the planes x plus y is equal to 1 and x plus 2y plus 3z is equal to 6. So angle between the planes is same as the angle between the normal to these planes, and a normal vector to the plane a1x plus a2y plus a3z is equal to c is a1i plus a2j plus a3k. So the normal vector to the given plane x plus y plus z is equal to 1 is I plus j plus k, that is denoted as vector A. So normal vector to the plane x plus 2y plus 3z is equal to 6 is I plus 2j plus 3k, that is denoted as vector B. Then find a dot b, a dot a, b dot b, and angle between the planes is same as angle between a and b, so that is cos inverse a dot b by root of a dot a root of b dot b. Okay, the next, potential energy. Okay, is the second application of inner product. Minus m dot b denotes the work done is the first application. Second application is potential energy. We can find potential energy using inner product. So minus m dot b denotes the potential energy of a magnetic dipole represented in strength and orientation by a vector m. So m is the strength and orientation and placed in the external magnetic field B. So external magnetic field is B. Okay, so m is the strength and orientation of dipole, and the external magnetic field B is given. The potential energy of the magnetic dipole is given as minus m dot B. There are no problems connected to that. Third one is orthonormal basis. Okay, definition of orthonormal basis. An orthonormal basis for a three-dimensional space is a basis A, B, C consisting of a orthogonal unit vectors. So an orthonormal basis for a three-dimensional space is the set A, B, C consisting of. So this A, B, C are orthogonal unit vectors. That means ABC are orthogonal vectors, and they are also unit vectors. ABC are orthogonal vectors means dot product is 0. Dot product of each two of the vectors is 0. That means A dot B is equal to 0, B dot C is equal to 0, and A dot C is equal to 0. And both these vectors have, and all these vectors ABC having length 1. Okay. So example of orthogonal unit vectors or orthogonal basis is given. Consider the unit vectors ijk associated with the Cartesian coordinate system. Unit vectors ijk, so length of these vectors is 1. Ijk form an orthonormal basis. Okay, I dot j is always 0, j dot k is always 0, and I dot k is always 0. So these vectors are orthogonal also, and these vectors are having length 1. So these form an orthonormal basis, and this orthonormal basis set ijk is called a standard basis. So next application of inner product is projection of a vector in the direction of another vector. Projection of a vector in the direction of another vector. Okay. Component of projection. Projection is also known as component. So instead of finding the projection in questions, you will be given maybe find the component. So component means projection itself. Component of projection of a vector A in the direction of another vector B is defined as P is projection is always denoted, projectional component is denoted as P. So P is equal to mod A cos gamma. Gamma is the angle between A and B. So in this expression of projection, P is equal to mod A cos gamma. B is not given, length of the vector B or not given like that, but gamma is the angle between this A and B. Okay. Not here inner product is not coming. When we look at this expression, here inner product is not used. Okay, then what is the significance of inner product in projection? So for that you have to look at this knot. If B not equal to 0, if B is not the 0 vector, then P is equal to, the projection P is equal to mod A cos gamma. Okay, so B is not 0, then length of B, mod B is not 0. We are multiplying on the numerator and denominator with mod B. So it is mod A mod B cos gamma by mod B. So mod A mod B cos gamma is A dot B, since the gamma is the angle between A and B. So this expression is A dot B by mod B. So this projection P can also be written as A dot B by mod B. So it is an application of the inner product. If B is a unit vector, then mod B is equal to 1, so that this expression P becomes A dot B. Example, look at the problem. Find the component of A in the direction of B. Instead of find the projection, it is given as find the component. Component means projection itself. So find the component of A in the direction of B. A is given as vector 4 0 minus 3. B is given as vector 1 1 1. So it can be, it is given in components, and the angle between A and B is not given. So to do this problem, we use this formula P is equal to A dot B by mod B. So find A dot B and then find mod B. Mod B is, since it is given as components, it can be written as root of 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. So finding mod B also. Mod B can also be written as root of B dot B. So like that also you can find, or in this way also you can find mod B. And P is A dot B by mod B, so it is 1 by root 3. Similarly, do the second and third problem. The answer is given here. Okay.